when you made the switch from the sumo or from traditional to sumo, what was the big reasoning? Like, did you hit a plateau, or did you just finally figure out your levers were better for that? But I haven't seen you pull conventional until today, since like November.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I hit a plateau. And then I bulked and I put on weight intentionally, and the belt kept like pinching.
Oh, I fucking know that, dude.
And I was like, fuck. And it didn't do it when I was sumoing, so I'm like, fuck it, let's just move to sumo.
You feel stronger there?
Yeah, at first I didn't. And then I started, getting the form perfect. I like got obsessed with making it perfect. Watching a bunch of videos on like top level powerlifters, how they sumo deadlift. And then all of a sudden I was like, shit, I'm doing things sumo that I've never done conventional. I pulled conventional my whole life.
While walking around at like 7%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unreal.
Well, yeah.
I think that's like for me, like, I obviously understanding and identifying like which one's going to work better. Yeah. You saw Brandon pull conventional. You've seen him in here now. I mean, he just looks stronger off the floor as a whole now that he's pulling sumo, but it's so much technique.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot more, you can grab anybody off the street and say, come pick this up, and they're going to stand in a conventional way and pick it up. But I mean, obviously there's a lot more than to conventional than just bending over and picking it up, but sumo is just so much more technical.
But didn't you say you were reading that like it'd be better if people could go back in time to start sumo and then transition into conventional instead of the opposite?
Yeah, because of the hip development and the hip strength you would gain out of it, and how it would carry over to sports. So like if you took a 14-year-old kid and he wants to get stronger for football, teaching them the sumo deadlift before the conventional deadlift might be more beneficial. One, because it's not going to put as much stress on your low back, and two, it's going to develop your hips. So better hips, stronger hips, better balance, probably more injury prevention.
Yeah, I say that too because like, when people start training and there's honestly I feel like there's more, sumo is more technical. There's more room for injury or room for error with conventional from an injury standpoint. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just because you can grind through reps more from a conventional. Yeah. You can meow the shit out of it a lot more than you can when you're sumo. Yeah. So having people start there and kind of gauge their actual strength and stuff before they can just jump up. Yeah. If you program it in and people aren't working percentages, I'm gonna work up to a fucking heavy double every time I deadlift. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like having a routine with that, with all the training is super important, and scheduled and programmed out. Yeah. I think you were saying, or I was saying that, we train for 3 years and just like I'm gonna go and do bench on Monday, back Tuesday. But when you get there, you don't know what you're gonna do. Right. If you're programmed out to your numbers, like you're sitting there all day thinking, damn, I got to squat 3 by 8 at 350. Yeah. But you have to get through it. You can't just be like, I'm done at 2. Right. Unless you're.
And that's sometimes, I think percentages is a good and bad thing. I mean, we've talked about this before, the way I recently changed up my style training. Because I have I get in my head a lot, especially when you're getting into like that peaking month and you're like, I got 95% for a top double. Yeah. And you just had a hard day at work and you're like, fuck. You know what I mean? It gets to you.
Sometimes you can't get it, but then there's days where you feel good.
Right. And I mean, it all, whatever training program you're doing, whether it be percentage based or RPE based, like it's all starting out with higher reps and working.
It's the fucking long run, dude, and that's where people can get in their head a lot too. I do deal with, I see a lot of people, whatever, they're chasing a number that they see people chasing on Instagram or whatever, or they don't realize people have been training their whole lives for it. I've been training hard for 7 years. I just hit 600. Yeah. There are hundreds of thousands of people in the world that can pull a lot more than me. Yeah. So they've been doing it for longer. So you're not going to get an 8-week program you're going to buy on Instagram. Everything's going to change overnight. Right. It's going every single day.
And, you might get those genetic freaks who they walk into the gym and never even deadlifted before and they're pulling 500. Yeah. Those are outliers. They're always going to be out there, but a lot of people you can get stronger faster if you are training maximally all the time. But the problem is, you burn out and you don't last.
Yeah.
Because like those who lift the longest get the strongest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the long run. It's
Right.
the commitment to it.
Yeah.
So it's a lifestyle.
Right. So if you can figure out, that's why like for us, we're getting to a point now where we could probably hire like a powerlifting coach, even though we do our own. Like I could have you program for me and I could program for you.
Yeah.
Because it's easier. You're going to take it easier on yourself if you program
100%.
for yourself. You're not going to do the things you want to do. Like I suck at safety bar squats. I didn't do them all prep. Now I switched over. That's what I've been doing, safety bar squats. But like,
Well, I like have a pseudo coach. Everything I do, everything I've changed, is you telling it to me.
Right.
And we're in like a competition.
Right.
Like not a real one, but mentally, like you said the other day, like I'm glad that you started training heavy again because it gives me something to compete with.
Right.
Not to the point where you're like, dude, I hope he doesn't fucking pull
Yeah.
600 today, but to like, dude, he just pulled 600. Now I got to train hard to pull 600.
To get it, yeah.
It keeps you going, or it's like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like going to the gym today.
Right.
I know, I'm like, shit. Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming up, so I'm going to be in Berwick 2 times within a month.
yeah.
I better fucking train hard
Yeah.
in October, November, because I can't get up there and have you guys just put me to shame.
Right.
But not to the point where I wish negatively on you. But to that being said, everything that I've changed to bump I just showed you my numbers. My deadlift has gone
Yeah.
up 100 pounds in, a couple months.
Mhm.
Is from all the information that you give to me.
Yeah.
So you know a shit ton. I have the certifications, but I'm still learning from you every
Yeah.
single day.
Yeah.
And that's where you're right. I think it's important to be able to like have someone else identify
Oh, 100%.
your weaknesses.
100%.
Like Brandon, he's a certified, nationally accredited coach.
Yeah.
He says he talks to you on the phone
Yeah.
or text message
Yeah.
3 or 4 times a week in regards to his sumo technique.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
That is, what he just pulled, 405 plus 110 pounds of chains. His max conventional pull was 430. And he ripped that today.
Yeah,
Easy.
it was sick. I was pumped.
Yeah. That was awesome.
But that goes into with like when you change everything else, like how fucking much of it is everything else that you do.
Yeah.
It's not just I always say this all the time. Like you don't pay to train with me just for the training. Anyone can make a training.
Right.
Make a program. It's about everything else that you can put into it.
Yeah.
Doing your sleep, your
Yeah.
nutrition, your choices on the weekends.
Right.
Like shit like that.
Yeah, those things are huge too. And another thing that, just touching back on having somebody else program for you too, is like if I watch a video of me like squatting, benching, deadlifting, whatever, I am like blind to where my weak spots are.
Yeah.
Like when I watch somebody else do like a max effort pull, like I can tell where their weak spots are, and I can be like, all right, next 3-week wave in block pulls. Go up, do it for 3 weeks, 2-3 week waves, and then go back and see what you got, see where you're at from the floor.
Where'd you learn all this shit? If you don't, you haven't yet gone to get all of the. You have your one training cert, but not all the other ones. Where'd you learn all this shit? You just read?
Yeah. T Nation. I've literally bought.
Is that
probably,
the only thing you give a shit about? Is pretty much training and work.
Yeah, I put it up like priorities are training and work. You can kind of flip flop them, whatever. And then it's like family, which that's actually probably number one. As bad to say.
Where the fuck am I?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
so it's like family life, that shit. Then it's training, work, and then you got your friends, and then going out and partying, and that shit's down here.
Where is CETA time?
Well, I guess it would be family training.
That's the only thing our relationship is. If I didn't train, you wouldn't even fucking like me.
Probably not.
We would have been if Ashley married someone that didn't lift.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Right after my wedding, I dropped down to 196. He told me I wasn't welcome back into the family until it looked like I started lifting again. He was dead serious too. But yeah, no, like having the balance with all that shit.
Yeah.
That's what impresses me a lot about you, though, that I really, essentially kind of look up to, because, you're 5 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 30. I just figured this all out really in my head, that it's the whole package.
Yeah.
In November. I could always make a good training program and put people through shit. But for myself, I was still the weekend warrior.
Yeah.
Still crushing 30 beers
30
during a
beers on the
Patriots
weekend.
game.
Yeah.
It's on Sunday.
Yeah.
And try and out-train it. You can't.
No, you can't.
You're in your
You can't.
early 20s, dude.
Yeah.
21, 22, 23. You go to work to a hard-ass job, physical labor. You get out, you go right to training after. And then you don't. I'd be at your family parties, be like, dude, you're not drinking with me? You're like, dude, I have to squat in the morning.
Yeah.
Not many early 20s people have figured that out. That's your commitment to your passion,
Yeah,
I guess.
that's. I mean, it's just priorities, really, when it comes down to it. And anybody can do it. It's just whether you want to or not. And I mean, you know, if somebody wants to build like a side business and, you know, make $1 million off that, anybody can do it. It's just how you prioritize it.
How pissed off do you get when people are like, well, look at his dad, it's just genetics?
Yeah, no, that pisses me off. Because
like-
it's not even close. My dad's 5'10", I'm 6'3". My I got popsicle sticks for legs.
You got nice
dude.
legs, dude.
It
We're
doesn't
covering
even-
both our legs in tattoos so you can't see our skinny ass ankles.
Skinny.
No, because you probably get that all the time. You're both ripped. And they're just like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
if you didn't work out, you look like that. You're like,
Yeah,
no, you
no,
don't
I
see
don't-
that you don't go out drinking and like ever.
Yeah, they don't see that, you know, getting the 7-8 hours of sleep every night and the meals. It's so hard for me to gain weight. I mean, you know, like I could, if I wanted to right now, I'm 202. If I wanted to right now, in 3 weeks, I could be 185. And like very easily. And not like subconsciously, not even mean to do it.
Yeah, you just would have to make a conscious effort to not eat.
Right.
Like, or
No, no, it
you'd
would
have to
just
not
be-
make the conscious effort to
yeah,
eat all the time.
it would
'cause
just
you're
be
constantly
easy.
like, how can I fit more calories into each bite? Like
Yeah.
you said, cooking with butter and shit like
cooking
that.
with butter, calories per bite, ground beef, eggs, rice, sweet potato in one meal. You know, not
All the
splitting it
time.
up, just in one meal. Just
I'm
get
the
it in
exact
there.
opposite. You know, I gained weight super easy, but
Yeah, it took me, I've never been over 200 pounds before I got there around December. Never.
crazy. Dude, I remember that it was like a big thing. Like, dude, I just hit 200.
200, yeah. I was like, holy shit. I
Would
never
you
thought-
say that shit, like, so like the training and shit, before you just started because you liked it, you want to get into like helping people and you want to
Yeah.
train and coach more people?
Yeah.
Is that because you just like training, or is it because you like the effects of like being involved with
Yeah.
helping people grow through the training?
Well, I really noticed it that day when Brandon started sumo deadlifting. The first time he ever tried it. And I was like helping him. And then, you know, today seeing him pull that PR, I'm like, God damn, that felt
Feel
good.
fucking good.
Yeah.
And then he's
Like I
reaching
like
out
that
to you
shit.
during the week.
Yeah. Like it feels good.
Like, yeah, it's so much more than just
And you know,
training.
I lifted with, you know, my one friend since, you know, he started lifting with me. I think he benched 170 and he just doubled 255 over a year and a half, which is pretty goddamn good.
And you're the one making him accountable to go to the gym and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Yeah. I mean, I can't spoon feed him,
Yeah, for sure.
but, you know, that's how it goes. But I like that shit. And he's lifted with me for a year and a half, 2 years now. Never made him pay or anything like that. I just genuinely like to do it.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah.
I said that to you earlier. I said, it's fucking selfish
Yeah.
for you to, I said, you know more about that style of training, the
Yeah.
powerlifting and stuff like that,
Yeah.
than I do. I'm just the one with the accreditation for it.
Yeah.
I take everything that you teach
Yeah.
me and I use that.
Yeah.
If you keep all that information that you have internalized and you're not helping people with it,
Mhm.
it's fucking selfish.
Yeah.
Because you know more than 90% of the people that I know in this field.
Yeah.
You just gotta like put it out there.
Yeah. That just comes from literally, like, you know, like I said, like just when I was younger, going on T Nation, looking up workouts, stuff like that. You know, buying little like Patreon channels for powerlifters on their websites.
Yeah.
For $25 a month. Like looking at their, even if I don't use it, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah, read it.
seeing it. And like now, I mean, the workout you're doing right now, the workout I've been doing is kind of collective of how many years just gathering info and being like, all right, let's put this together.
Well, you're kind of like a nerd with it. You'll always be like, text me, yo, did you listen to that podcast?
Yeah.
Blah, blah. I'm like,
Yeah.
no. How many fucking podcasts a day are you
Yeah.
listening to? It's like the only thing you do.
Yeah.
But you're kind of a perfect example of, honestly, I think someone that's benefited more than just physically from training.
Yeah.
When I first met you, you were a little bit more introverted.
Yeah.
As you've grown through this,
Yeah.
your confidence is up. You know, you got the tats, you got a chest now. You're like, But now you're not, you know what I'm saying? Now your confidence is so high from this, you're becoming an extrovert and you're wanting to help people. That's one of the benefits from fucking training.
Yeah.
It's not just for aesthetics.
Right.
It's not just for health.
Yeah.
For physical health. It's much more for mental health than anything.
Yeah. That's, you know, the reason I got into working out, obviously, is because, like, my dad.
Yeah.
But,
Peeled, by the way, 50 years old, pulling 500.
Taylor had a neighbor, and when we would go over and swim at his house, and I was a young chubby kid, he would always call me orangutan tits because I had this is not a joke, and I was like
I'm
12,
calling you that.
like a middle-aged man calling me a 12-year-old that, and I would like it fucking took it to heart. So like I started working out, and like I haven't seen him in years now. He's probably dead, but
You want to go?
I want to be like, yeah, what now, you fucker? But no, I mean, I guess I got to thank him because that's one of the main reasons. And I mean, like, I guess you could say, like, I started training, like, because, you know, get girls' attention and stuff like that. But, like,
Yeah, man. No, there's always one thing that sets it off.
but, like, what I'm getting at is now, it's nothing about that. Nothing. I train because I like to. Like, this is what I look forward to all the time. Like, I look forward to prepping my meals, and I look forward to, like, going to the gym and stuff like it's not about other people now.
Yeah, it's like the weekends you come down here, it's like, yo, Ant's coming in to lift.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the highlight.
Yeah.
It's like,
And like when you
we're
come
on the
down, it's
same
like,
page,
well,
yeah.
what are you guys doing? Well, what do you think we're doing? We're going to the gym.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and it also, like, all the structure it provides in your life.
Yeah.
Like, if you got out of work every day at 4:30 and you didn't have to go to the gym, what would you do?
What would you do? That's right. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I get to the gym at 6 o'clock at night after, you know, working all day, and I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, what else
Where
you
else
gonna
I'd
be
rather
doing?
be.
Yeah,
You know what I
dude.
mean? As long as I got my food made for tomorrow, I'm good.
You
I
don't
don't
gotta
care.
go home and cook again.
Right, yeah, I'm good.
Cooking's the hardest part. But that's why, dude, this drives me insane. Take it with a grain of salt. Whatever you want to think. I fucking hate the word diet.
Yeah.
I hate those 30-day smoothie things, drop 20 pounds. I hate cleanses.
Yeah.
You know, just because.
Everybody's looking for the fast way out.
Yeah,
Fast
4
way
weeks,
out.
I'm gonna drop 20 pounds. What do you think's gonna happen when you take your smoothies away and put in real food again that you
Yeah.
can't control?
Yeah.
Or if you go on I'm going, you know, people that can do keto for a long time, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you're gonna crash keto for a month, drop 20,
Right, yeah, don't do it.
then what?
Don't do it.
Because
Fine.
if it's not sustainable, as soon as you're off it, you know, you're gonna go right back. So you'd rather spend the time up front and find something that you
Yeah.
like and is sustainable.
For sure.
We talk about it all the time with the vertical.
Yeah.
We're not dieting. We just
That's
eat
how
what we
we
know
eat.
is right.
This is how we eat.
And I could eat red meat. I do eat red meat every meal. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's easy.
Yeah.
And you don't count.
No, not at all.
And that shit changed me because now I know that if I do go eat pizza or burgers, you know, cheat night with Ash or something, I know everything that I ate all throughout the week without counting, everything I put in my body was good and healthy.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, and like, I always say, just stay away from anything processed.
Right.
Besides like yogurt,
Yeah.
if you just don't eat processed food, you're good.
I love the saying, I forget who said it, but it was, if you can't pronounce the ingredients in your food,
Yeah.
or if your food isn't the ingredient,
Yeah.
then, you know, probably don't eat it.
I try to stick away from everything in a wrapper, dude.
Yeah, no, it is tough. But I think that finding that balance is huge because, about 20 minutes ago, we had a couple handfuls of Captain Crunch. But
Say that live?
but
Yeah, a couple. I mean, we just split a whole box. So
that's not a normal thing. But it's
trained hard as hell today.
Yeah, and we're gonna be training hard tomorrow. So I mean, I guess it's finding that balance. Like, you can't eat a whole box of fucking Captain Crunch a day.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've ever done that, but it was just in my sight, and I was hungry.
Well,
so-
you know you eat so good all the other times, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I mean, if you could say one thing to people who are looking to get into training or take the next step in their training, like what would be your bit of advice in order to keep them going and, you know, I guess maybe motivated to understand that it's not an overnight fix?
What's that saying? It takes 12 weeks of consistent training for somebody else to notice, and it takes 20 some weeks for you to notice, which I still don't think I look different from when I started training.
Same.
You know what I mean? You're never where you want to be, but I don't know how, I don't want to say the pain you've done.
Well, it's like, we were talking about it earlier before we got cut off. You got to fall in love with the process.
Right.
But there's so many different processes out there.
Yeah.
Find one that works. We're not
Right.
saying everyone has to train our way. But
Yeah.
it's going to be a long process, so you
Yeah.
better damn well fucking love doing it every day.
Yeah, I mean, what you will, from where you are now to where you're going to be in 8 weeks, you'll feel like a different person. And there's some sort of like stimulus in your brain that once it starts clicking on, and once you start seeing progress,
You're obsessed.
you're done. You're addicted. You know what I mean? And that's what it is.
It's like tats.
Yeah, it's like tats, except training doesn't cost you as much.
True.
But no, I'm telling you, that's when I started, it really, really set in for me is when I pulled 500 for the first time. I'm like, holy fuck.
Best video of all time.
Yeah.
No facial hair.
No facial hair, long ass hair.
No chest hair.
No, yeah, dude, RDL'd it like you would not believe.
Would you pull that 4 years ago?
2017.
So it was like
3 years
so
ago.
like that's the thing. Like a lot of people like you gotta wait
Yeah.
to get through puberty, right when